everybody, it's the New York Thrifter here. Today you'll notice my table is quite full. The reason for that is I'm going to be trying something new with Poshmark. Currently I hang the clothes and I take pictures of them for Poshmark much like I do for eBay with just a white background, but I want to do some flat lays. So I went around my house and I gathered up a lot of different things that I thought would make really good flat lays. So I'm going to go through the different items and I'm going to walk you through what some of my flat lays are going to look like. And then I will keep you updated to see if the new design works and I sell more on Poshmark. So starting out, I shopped my own closet for shoes. I have a pair of boots. These are Franco Sarto. Yes, and I purchased these at, I believe Marshall's for probably like $30 or $40. They fit me perfectly. They are super comfortable to wear. They've got like a real distressed look, which I really like. I thought they would be cute when I was selling maybe some jeans or something casual to pop these on the side for design. Also in my closet, I've got these black heels. I never wear them because I am horrible at wearing heels. I fall almost every time. But I figure if I was going to be doing any sort of office wear or anything like that, they would be really good for that. I picked these up a few years ago for probably just a few dollars. These are a pair of my hiking / running shoes. They are in excellent condition because I don't run very often, and when I do, it's in a gym. I have a lot of Lululemon that I want to post, and I saw some people using some tennis shoes on the side along with some earbuds, because when you're working out, you wear your earbuds. And so I gathered up those from my stash to see if I can use them in some flat lays. These are a pair of UGG boots, and these are actually brand new. I purchased these to sell online and I just haven't gotten them posted yet. So I figure, hey, while they're still at my house, I can use these for for sweaters or anything, maybe a jacket, put it on the side as part of the flat lay. These are some Vince Camuto very nice brown heels with glittery topper. I purchased these at a Goodwill. I got them for half off, so they're $12.99 half off. And so I paid $6.50 for them. I am planning on selling these online. However, first I could definitely use this if I'm selling maybe a little black dress. I can pop these again in the flat lay to liven up the picture a little bit. And for my last pair of shoes, I have these shiny J. Crew. I purchased these for myself from jcrew.com. They were on sale. Little loafers. I got them for probably around $35 or $40. I love J. Crew shoes. I wear them almost exclusively. However, these, even though they were sold in my size 9.5, turns out that they are just too small. My little toes are crunched at the bottom, so I will be selling these online, but before I do, they will be an excellent addition to some flat lays. Now, I had to grab something plant-wise. I know it's really popular to have this in a flat lay online, and it just adds some greenery, a nice touch. This obviously is a fake plant, not real. I got this at a Marshall's. I paid, it was on clearance because I think there's a chip or something in it. Not that you'd really notice it. I got this for about $4, and it's going to be really nice to add some natural greenery to some pics. Something a little unusual. I've actually never seen anybody use this in a flat lay before, but as I was looking around the house, I realized, hey, I've got some Victoria's Secret nightgowns to photograph, and why not do it with some hair implementations? Because I don't know about you, but I do my makeup and my hair when I'm in my nightgown in the morning. So I'll grab that. This is a Kate Spade bag, or Kate Spade box, excuse me, and I purchased this we have a sitter that comes by. She's a senior in high school, and she watches my little guy when my husband and I go out. And so I got this for her for Christmas, but I'm not going to see her for the next probably 4 days. So I figure, hey, in the meantime, let's see if I can pop in that bright color of Kate Spade if it works in any of the flat lays. And then once I'm done with it, package it back up, give it to her. It still has never been worn because I will not wear it. I will just put it in my picture. I've got a pair of Ray-Bans. These are my husband's, although I believe they might be unisex, but he's the one that wears these. I wear glasses, and so all of my glasses have to be, or all my sunglasses have to be prescription, but he does not wear glasses, so these are just regular Ray-Bans from the store. I also snagged his iPhone. Oh, there's my little guy. I snagged his iPhone because I figure that might also, for maybe an office shot for an office dress or an office skirt, it might look cute. You know, set up a little bit of technology there in the picture. These are battery operated small lights. And the reason I grabbed these is I follow a lot of book bloggers on Instagram, and oftentimes when they're doing their pictures of the books that they're reading, they'll use these little LED lights in their pictures, and it really just makes a brightly lit, pretty scene. I originally purchased these for Halloween, you know, Spooky Village. It was at a Rite Aid and they were 75% off. It was after season. So I only spent a few dollars on them. We didn't actually end up using them. I was actually going to use them next year, but I'm going to take them out and I'm going to see if I can Instagram like some book bloggers and see if that works. I shopped my closet again for some of my nicer makeup. Because I figured maybe I could do something with it. I've got an Anastasia brow pencil, some Elizabeth Arden lipstick, Butter London nail polish, Dior eyeshadow, and Marc Jacobs eyeshadow. So see if that can work in any of the pictures. I also saw that I had some magazines, and I have seen people use magazines in their flat lays, and I really liked the look of it. These are special because my husband travels for work and he often goes to Asia. So when he was in Hong Kong, he picked these up for me because I just like looking at fashion magazines from around the world. So even though they are dated, I don't know, probably from earlier this year. Yeah, these are June 2016. Even though they're dated earlier this year, because they're in a different language, I thought it would be kind of cool to include those in some flat lays. I have a few pieces of jewelry that I'm going to try to use. Here are, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, so I didn't have a lot in my collection. These are a Silpada bangle bracelets, and I am going to end up listing these online and selling them because they actually do not fit my wrist, but I thought they would make a great addition to some photos. I also have this necklace. I was visiting the Jersey Shore with my family, and when my husband saw this, he thought it was just minimal enough for me, and he was right. I absolutely love it, and so I thought this would be a cute addition. It's not overwhelming for a picture, but it would definitely add a little bit of something to an outfit. And then for a little bigger of a bang, I have this multi-chain necklace. I purchased this at a yard sale this summer. I like wearing it, but I usually only wear it to kind of the more special occasions because it is a little heavy. There's a lot of chain there. I got this for $6 at a yard sale, and I will be using it. I also grabbed a few dishes. This is obviously a teacup. I'm going to take it out of its package. I got this at Home Goods. I believe it's marked $7, but I think I got it for like $2 on clearance, and I figure I'll just turn the teacup on its side. Again, maybe a nightgown or something fancy or retro. I'll grab that. I picked this up on clearance as well. It's a cup, says Hello Gorgeous on it. It has a major crack on one side, so you're not going to be able to use it to drink out of. So it was on sale for 30 cents. But if you flip it on this side, lay it flat, it says Hello Gorgeous, and it would be great in a picture for 30 cents. I have another cup. It says Like a Boss. I liked this one for some career wear. I paid $3 for it. And because it is not shipped, if I get done using it in my flatlays, I can definitely put it in my kitchen and use it for some tea in the morning. Not a coffee drinker. And then I also grabbed, I had this Starbucks mug. I actually have a lot of Starbucks mugs. One of the bolos that people tell you when thrifting, always grab Starbucks mugs or cups. So I do, but then I realized I hate shipping them. So I have a couple dozen Starbucks mugs that I purchased from different thrifts and places. This one is hot chocolate. I figured if I had maybe like a sweater or something, I can pop this in. You know, we're still close to the holidays, and that would be really cute. These are really great. These are some postcards that I had. I thrifted both of these, the Paris versus New York postcards. I believe I got for maybe $2 or $3 at a local thrift store. The Penguin Books postcards I purchased for 99 cents, and it was 25% off day. So I spent 75 cents. And these are just old Penguin book covers. I'm not sure how usable these will be, the book covers in particular. I'll try them out. I'm a big book nerd, so I figured putting these on, especially if they're appropriate for whatever the outfit is, if I can find anything appropriate for an outfit that I'm highlighting, would be nice. But these Paris versus New York, I think are going to work really well for flatlays. I'll show you a few. You've got Quasimodo versus King Kong, Bastille and Bathsheba, the Can and Gaga. I thought that was adorable. Pepe Le Pew Squirrel, Garçons Marathon. These are just really, really cute, and it might just add a little bit of artwork to a normally maybe, you know, kind of bare flat lay picture. One of the things I was thinking about with these, because I literally have 100 of them, is possibly I will use these to brand myself. And what I mean by that is when you listen to people talk about how they brand their stores, they use an item or items over and over again in their pictures. And so when shoppers see that item or a design, they recognize it as a specific seller. And so Nicole State does this when she is posting pics. She uses a large tray that she puts her shoes or her clothes on, and she takes the pic, and then people know that's a Nicole State outfit or that's a Nicole State item. And so depending on how these postcards look in photos, I might just use these to brand myself. So when you see the Paris versus New York postcard in a photo, you'll know that that's New York Thrifter. Along those same lines, I also grabbed some journals I had laying around the house. I'm a bit of a journal nerd. I have the Riffle Paper Company, a Bon Voyage, and then I've got a couple of these really fun summery pineapple watermelon flamingos, and then this one is a Pure Imagination. And along with those, I would put it with, you know, a fancy pen or something like that, so people would get the idea that you're, you know, maybe journaling with them. Another item that I have is this scarf. It is a genuine Coach scarf. I am planning on selling it. It's new with tags. I'm planning on selling it. I haven't gotten around to it yet, so I figured, hey, I can use it in the meantime. I did get this from the Goodwill. It was a more expensive buy because it is new with tags, but I think by more expensive, maybe like $6. So it was definitely going to be worth it. I'll be able to use it and then pass it on and sell it. Going through my closet, I realize I have a dearth of nice bags. In fact, this is probably the only designer bag I have in my whole collection. It's a little Coach, and it has a crossbody strap on it. And again, I don't use very fancy stuff, and so this is when I do have to go to a business meeting, I use this Coach, but I only have one bag to do it with. And finally, for props, I went around the house and I grabbed some brightly colored books I thought would work. First one is Linda Davis wrote the foreword for Lucia Berlin. She wrote a manual for cleaning ladies. I like this because it is very simple. It just has the key right in the middle, but it has that orange color, which is really going to pop in a photo. Side note, if you get a chance to read this, I highly recommend. It is a collection of short stories that are absolutely fabulous. Lucia Berlin passed away a few years ago, but she traveled the world and she had some great experiences, and just a really fabulous book. I have a thing for Alice in Wonderland, so wherever I go, I try to find some Alice in Wonderland books or artwork. This is from my trip earlier this year. I went to Singapore, again with my husband. He was traveling for work and I tagged along with him. And so it's a coloring book on the inside, which I'm not going to be coloring. I'm actually just going to keep it as a coffee table book. But I thought, again, it's a pretty busy design, but if I had maybe a ruffled skirt, black skirt, or something like that, this would be a really nice addition to the photo. I have another Alice book. This is Everything Alice. Simplistic kind of modern design with a bright red and some blue is going to make a really stunning addition to a photo. And finally, I have the Domino Book of Decorating. Anybody that read this magazine knows that it was absolutely amazing. It was a decorating magazine. I believe they also come out with special editions. They have folded, but they come out with special editions maybe twice a year, and it's a very thick magazine that you can buy for like $12.99. But they did do a book, and I love the green. I love the lettering across the front, and I think it would look cool in a photo. So these are going to be the main props that I use. And next up, I will show you how I'm going to use them. After cleaning up all of the props that I was showing you earlier, I realized there was two things that I didn't show you. And these are both go along with more of the branding. The first thing I have is I purchased these four. They were a set of Ella Bella backdrops, and they're all in wood. So you've got the white wood, the rustic, the darker wood, I guess they call it sable. And I purchased these from Amazon. Probably, I want to say I spent maybe like $30 for the grouping of four. And I am going to try a little bit. I really like using the pure white background. Now this background, this white background, I got from IKEA. I went in and I asked for a tabletop, and it was, 5 feet by 3 feet, and it works perfectly for what I do. It does get a little scratched up. Here, let me show you. I do have some owies on it, which I just try to avoid. And I really do like using the white, but I thought I would give it a try. I know a lot of people that use the faux wood backgrounds, so I did purchase these. If I use them, I would use them in all of my photos, again, for that branding. The second thing I have is I was in Michael's earlier this week, and I saw this frame, and I thought, wouldn't it be neat if, similar to Nicole State, who uses the tray, if I took out all of the interior parts, so I just used the frame, and so it's literally just the frame, and I would put things, clothes over it or shoes in it, and I would use it almost like the clothing or the jewelry would be the artwork inside. I did get this on sale. It's a Heidi Swap. I got this on sale. It was originally $30. It was on sale for, I think, 40% off. So it was a little more expensive, and it's not super large, but I figure I am going to take it out, give it a try. I'll be careful with it, because if it doesn't work for me, I can take it back. But again, it's going to be one more thing I use to try to see if that's how I want to brand my store. In addition to gathering up a lot of props for my flat lay photos, I also went around and I gathered up some different items that I would be able, clothing items that I would be able to use as props as well. So first up, I have two basic tops. Now, if I have a skirt or a pair of pants that is very busy, I want something to counterbalance that. So I want a very simple top. So I have this cashmere sweater from Garnet Hill, and again, it is black. So again, if a skirt or pants are very, very busy, something black will really ground it and make it more subdued, not take away attention from the bottoms. I also have this bright orange moto jacket from Free People that I thought would be able to do the same thing, something busy on the bottom, have just this one solid pop of color on the top. Now, the opposite of that is if I have something really basic on the bottom, if I have a basic black skirt or a pair of jeans, I decided to go and find tops that have lots of design and lots of color to them to really contrast that and to show people how they would be able to really wear a basic piece well. So this is an Anthropologie top that has a great geometric design. I also grabbed this sheer kind of animal print because again, if you're trying to rock a basic black skirt, adding something like this would be really interesting and make it more exciting. I also did the same thing with skirts. If I have a very, very interesting top or blazer, I would add just a basic black skirt to that. But if I had something very simplistic at the top, I could add this silk J. Crew skirt to the photo to again add some interest, add some color. I have some pants that do the same thing. I have 3 basic pair of pants. One is white, one is black, and one are just jeans, just a dark color pair of jeans. And then I have this incredibly bright and colorful floral J. Crew pant in case I have something more basic on top, like a basic black or basic white shirt. I could add this to the photo and make it more colorful. As for exercise gear, I grabbed these bottom. These are just capris that are in a bright color in case I need a pop of that. And then I also grabbed these Lululemons that have bright color on the top, but they're also grounded with some black. So these would work in a variety of situations for my photos. So those are mainly the clothes that I grabbed to use as props for my flat lace. Okay, first up, I wanted to try selling this shirt. This is a BCBG Max Azarea long sleeve shirt, really nice for work or just to play. It's got a dark navy and a black along with some flowers. I paired it with some bangles, a theory black skirt. So this is about what the flat lay would look like. You're going to notice I use the wood as the background. I like it, but I'm not sure if I'm in love with it. So I'm going to be trying a different type of branding. Okay, next up, I use the same general piece and outline. However, this time I have the white background and I'm putting the frame in the picture for branding. So the picture you would see for this flat lay would be about like this. I am liking this a lot better. I feel like it's much more my brand just to have the plain white background. That is what I like to use. And so I'm thinking this might be a winner. Here is my third pick, and this time I'm using a white background and I'm branding with the postcard. I found a postcard that has the taxi versus taxi here, black taxis in Paris, yellow taxis in New York. And so the picture would be about like this. I'm not sure how that's working, but I want to play with this one a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a few things around and see if I can make this postcard work a little bit better for me. And finally, we have the last look. What I did for this is I took out the black skirt, so you just have the shirt. I made sure it was exactly even. I pulled the waist in just a little bit at the sides to give it a little more defined waist. I put in the postcard and I popped in that pair of black office shoes. So the picture is going to look something closer to this. I think this might be how I want to rock my flat rate. What you're seeing here is the second flat lay. I have a Victoria's Secret sleeping shirt. It is a silky material with blues and turquoise abstract box design. I have got another postcard, the Paris versus New York, and a few hair implements. And the flat lay is going to look very similar to this. Again, I am going to take this photo. I'm going to take a photo of the full front and back, and then I will also take a photo without any props for eBay if I do want to move it over to eBay from Poshmark. My next flat lay is a Lululemon top, and you can see the trademark horseshoe design there. I used my headphones for this, along with a commuting postcard, and so this is going to be my next flat lay photo. Sticking with the theme of the postcard at the bottom, along with a prop, I've got a striped open cardigan from J. Crew, all queued up for my next listing on Poshmark. I decided that this great elvenness, kind of gray color with the bow blazer deserved a little black skirt along with the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty. So we've got another flat lay. This is the first dress that I have flat laid with this new design. This is Jane Summers for Belk, and it is a very mod retro fun print. You've got the bow, you've got the roses, absolutely love it. I paired this up with the Ray-Bans, and I also have a postcard. Is it wrong that choosing the postcard has become my favorite part of these flat lays? Probably, but I think this looks really, really nice. Next up, I'm going to take a picture of the back as well. It has these gorgeous, gorgeous, gigantic buttons on the back that I really want to show off. This is quite possibly my favorite flat lay so far. I've got this great sparrow sweater, and it is ridiculously long. It probably goes to about the person's almost knees. I paired it up with my boots, a pair of jeans, and I was really careful with this pair of jeans not to show the tag because, again, this photo isn't about the jeans, it's about the sweater. That's what I'm selling. Okay, I am going to sign off on this video on this one last flat lay. You'll see that I used all of the same materials I did in the previous one. There's that sparrow sweater. I've got the same pair of Joe's jeans and my boots. I did switch out the postcard. I thought this was a really cute one with the glasses. So this is going to be my last photo of the evening. I learned a lot of things tonight doing this video and doing some flat lays. First of all, your back is going to hurt with flat lays. I say just get used to it, embrace it. Know that you're going to have a little kink in your spine from bending over and taking these photos. Second of all, make sure that you have some sort of stepladder because you have to get up pretty tall to shoot from above. And third of all, this is really fun. I actually had a really good time making the designs work for the different pieces. I will absolutely keep you updated on whether or not these new flat lays help me sell more items on Poshmark or if I actually have to switch them over to eBay to get some sales. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments, which flat lays you liked best. And if you leave your information about Poshmark below, I will make sure to check out your closet. Thanks so much.